Thank you all for meeting with me. I wanted...
Bathroom.
Seriously, Sparta? Anyways, now that you've had the night to rest and get familiar with New Raleigh, it's time to begin your training. This isn't going to be easy, and it's grueling as well. You're going to...
Me too. Be right back.
Really? Anyone else? Where was I? Oh yeah. We're fighting a two-front war on the slavers in the United Cities. Nobody's ever done this before, and it won't be an easy task, but if you follow me into this fight, I know we can reign victorious and abolish the oppressive slave trade once and for all. We can truly change this land for the better, but we have to demolish our opposition. Some of you will train to become rangers, led by Mac, one of the original 7 liberators. You'll be a deadly force to any of our enemies before they can even spot you from afar. The rest of you will be training vigorously in melee combat with me, building up your strength to become samurai. You will only stop training to eat and sleep until you're strong enough to be considered a true liberator. And without further ado, much work was being done in New Raleigh. While the new recruits were training, the other men continued to furnish their new headquarters where they could hold future gatherings. New Raleigh just wasn't a base now. It was a home. Tao was summoned to the armory where Ryan had a surprise waiting for him. Hiver's bodies couldn't fashion the protective blackened chainmail like their humans and Shek counterparts, so Ryan invented a Hiver-tailored chain shirt that would give him optimal protection. It fit snugly under his leather garbs and would protect his vitals from being critically wounded. Tao smiled as he reveled in his new gear. Riven was a vital addition to New Raleigh. Her natural ability to craft armor and weapons doubled their production rate, so Ryan didn't have to pull all of the weight. Rook was pleased with New Raleigh's growth, but he knew they would need to be an empire before they could campaign to the east. He had more of their excess weapons and supplies pawned for additional funds and returned to Shark. Rook found the skeleton he couldn't afford to hire previously and told it to get up and get ready to head out, and tossed it a bag of 6,000 cats.
Name's Ace. This exoskeleton is way too great, bud.
He said, beating his chest. Rook said he was going to travel south, and Ace tagging along would only slow him down. He sent him home since he wouldn't be gone very long. His map showed Clownsteady to be the nearest city. He started to make his way there, sprinting through the crags and dunes. He had to be careful though. This was United City's turf. Rook would have to choose his words wisely when trying to recruit any lone drifters. It would be best not to draw any attention that could alert Tengu. As he approached his destination, he saw Clownsteady's massive borders from the distance. The rain began to lighten up. Hopefully the storm would pass by the time he left. Clear weather would prevent any additional delays when traveling with untrained drifters. As Rook approached the gate, he sprinted past the gate guards, ignoring the captain's request to speak. What are they gonna do, catch him? Rook lost the captain in the bar and found someone sitting alone, nursing some grog. Before Rook could even begin speaking, the man offered his services, for a hefty fee of 7,500 cats. Rook preferred it this way too, no questions asked.
Ren Tenkage, I don't care who you are, I just want to punch something.
Bren crushed Rook's robotic hand with a shocking grip. Once Bren got up, more eyes were on them. A Hiver spoke with Rook and asked if he was looking to hire more men and would be willing to follow him. These individuals had higher joining fees, but if it kept Rook from having to openly discuss his intentions, it seemed well worth it.
It's like in Vengir. I can't stand being here instead of working with the Hive. You're good enough.
Other lone drifters in the bar were taking notice of Rook's recruitment attempts and were anxious to get paid and ship out. A Scorchlender asked to speak with Rook and offered to follow him for 6,000 cats. Cyrus, as he called himself, said he didn't want to get struck with FOMA. A woman named Azumi tapped Cyrus's shoulder and said she would come with Rook too for 7,500 cats. She wouldn't let the nervous Cyrus run out on her while he's indebted. Rook paid her asking price and she stood up, grabbing what few belongings she had for their journey. The bar was starting to become more lively as others called to Rook, saying they'd leave with him if he paid their debts too. A Hiver named John Conroy practically took 4,000 cats out of Rook's rucksack. Rook didn't want to draw too much attention here. He waved off the questions, saying he was starting a cactus farm up north with a wink and needed planners. A Hiver quietly tugged on Rook's shawl and asked for 5,000 cats. Rook gladly paid him. The Hiver's name was Daniel Helino. In a span of a few minutes, Rook had 6 more recruits to bring back to New Raleigh, 7 counting Ace back at Shark. He would explain his plan to them on their return trip. He told them to grab anything important because they were leaving that minute. His recruitment spree made enough of a scene, and he didn't want to draw any more attention to them. They gathered outside of Clownsteady's walls. Rook told them that they were heading home. He could discuss the plan while they traveled. 4 days in, and the 7 new recruits were already deep into their training sessions. Meanwhile, more preparations were being made for the eventual march east. Advanced medical beds and first aid kits would be essential for setting up camp and recovering between battles. No wars are won in one skirmish. While Mac continued to replace their old, outdated medical supplies with more advanced materials, Rook cleaned up their old kits to sell. He spent most of their money again at Clownsteady and needed to make up for lost wages. He set off for the Northern Way Station, and before he left, he told Tao to grab what sellable goods he could find and meet him there. Shortly after Rook left, Tao grabbed his backpack full of stones and other materials and departed northbound. When Rook arrived, he greeted the trader, who had a contract to accept New Raleigh's exports. Rook sold everything in his pack minus a few valuable skeleton repair kits, which they would need soon for their skeleton troops. Tao arrived a few minutes later and sold everything he brought in his bag. It wasn't a lot of money, but it was enough to cover their costs for the time being. Rook met up with Tao while they walked and talked on their way back to New Raleigh. Rook told Tao that it was nearly the day they'd make their first strike against the United Cities. They finally had enough troops, and Rook's training program would expedite the process of the weak drifters becoming strong fighters. Between you, the new recruits, and the original 7 Liberators, we'll be one of the strongest forces the land has ever seen. We have over 20 samurai in our platoon.
Neither Tengu or the Slavers Guild will know what hit them. I've been raised to hate bloodshed, but for you, Rook, anything.
We'll meet with the crew and discuss our strategy. When we begin our march, we'll...
My children, you have done well following my command, biding your time, growing your numbers. But now, I summon thee to Arak. Come to me, Kolis. Our time has finally arrived. My plan will come to fruition, and we will march together, and I will find the one who stands in the way of our goal. Everything that crosses our path will be razed with hellfire. The ruins of cities will become your feeding grounds. Everything will crumble before us as I reclaim the lost technology hidden away in the Ashlands. Hurry, my children. Come to me. You. How are you linked to me? Be gone.
Rook, what happened? You went blank for a minute.
Tao, I just saw a vision. I don't understand how, but the Bugmaster, he's gathering all the skin spiders in the world. The plan's changed. We need to march to Arak now and stop him before his army gathers. Go, run ahead and tell everyone to get ready. When I arrive, we'll see just how strong we've become. Now go! I hope you enjoyed this video. I want to thank my editor, Logan S., for helping revise my work so these narrative videos can be better. I also want to thank my newest patrons, Prescott5546 and Julian Mintz. I really appreciate it. And a big thanks to all my patrons who are generously supporting my channel so I can continue to make more content like this more regularly. Thanks, guys. As always, thanks for watching, and until next time, have a good one.